Welcome back to R80 Choosing Beggars, the place where entitlement doesn't just knock on the door, it breaks it down, raids your fridge, and demands a 5-star review for the favor. Today's story? Oh, it's something special. We're not talking about someone begging for free food or trying to get a $300 stroller for $5. No, this one's on another level. This is a job posting. But not just any job posting. It's the kind that makes you question if you accidentally opened a help-wanted ad or a legally binding contract to become someone's unpaid emotional support animal. We're diving into the world of the visionary entrepreneur who is definitely not broke, but somehow can't afford to pay the person they want working for them 7 days a week, managing their entire life. So buckle up. This isn't a job ad, it's a cautionary tale. Because if you've ever thought your boss was a little much, wait until you see someone asking for a full-time assistant slash nanny slash content creator slash therapist and offering exposure. Let's get into it. It started off as a regular night of doom scrolling. I was lying in bed, phone glowing, doing my usual routine of checking work-from-home boards and Facebook groups where freelancers swap leads. Half the posts are legit. Someone needing a quick logo, a website fixed, or an extra pair of hands for admin work. Then I see a post in one of the bigger remote gigs and side hustles groups. It's titled, Life-Changing Opportunity, Serious Inquiries Only. Naturally, I'm intrigued. Life-changing could mean anything from pyramid scheme to crypto cult. Either way, I'm in. The body of the post is in all caps, with weird spacing and random emojis. Already a red flag. But morbid curiosity keeps me reading. It starts off with a vague but exciting promise. Looking for someone who wants more than just a job. Someone who wants to build a movement. Okay. Dramatic, but sure. I scroll further, expecting some kind of multi-level marketing sales pitch. But no, it's a job ad. At least, that's what it claims to be. There's talk of needing a rock star assistant, someone dedicated to the grind, who understands the hustle lifestyle. You know, the usual influencer nonsense. But even from the first few lines, I can tell something's off. The job description is painfully vague. No company name, no pay listed, no clear responsibilities. Just a lot of motivational buzzwords and emojis. Still, I keep scrolling. And that's when I hit the full list of duties. My jaw dropped. Here's a paraphrased version of the full job listing. Keep in mind, this is all from one person, looking for one assistant. I'm a busy entrepreneur working on multiple projects at once. I need a reliable, loyal assistant who's ready to go all in. If you're tired of average jobs and want to build something real, this is for you. Then comes the job responsibilities, which read like the menu at a diner with too many options. Manage daily schedule, respond to emails, organize business documents, book travel for both business and personal trips, run errands, must have own car and insurance, pick up dry cleaning, walk dog twice daily. He's not aggressive unless you're anxious. Grocery shopping. Light. Cooking. Light. Cleaning. Take photos and videos for social media. Edit TikToks and Reels, design graphics. Help write captions and hashtags. Be available for brainstorming sessions. Any time of day, handle customer service DMs, help with laundry if needed, occasionally babysit 2 kids, provide emotional support and motivation when the poster is feeling down. And just when I thought that was it. Nope, here comes the kicker. This is an unpaid opportunity, but the experience will be priceless. I'm building something massive and want someone by my side who believes in the vision. If you prove yourself, you'll be part of the core team when we scale. Until then, we can discuss coffee allowances and bonuses down the road. Excuse me? You want someone to run your life, do your errands, babysit your kids, walk your probably violent dog, be your personal hype man, create your brand, and make TikToks. And your compensation plan is maybe a coffee. Reading this was like watching a car crash in slow motion. Every new task listed made me more and more convinced that this person wasn't hiring help. They were looking for a personal slave with graphic design skills. The comment section was already starting to roast them, but I hadn't even gotten to that yet. Because first, I had to reread the post. Not because I didn't understand it, but because I literally could not believe someone typed all that out, hit post, and thought, yes, this is a reasonable thing to ask for in exchange for absolutely no money. And if you think that's where it ends, oh no, it gets worse. It didn't take long for the internet to do what it does best, drag this post straight into the flames. Within minutes, the comments were piling up. The first few were stunned but polite. Wait, is this satire? Are you hiring an assistant or a wizard? You forgot to include blood sacrifice and mind reading. Then came the heavier hitters. Bro, you want a personal chef, therapist, social media manager, and nanny. And you're offering exposure? This isn't a startup. It's a hostage situation. One person even screenshot a chunk of the listing and just captioned it, "When a narcissist discovers Canva and unemployment." And yet, instead of backing down or, reevaluating his entire pitch, the original poster started replying. His responses? Yikes. This generation just doesn't want to work. If you want to be average, go clock into your 9 to 5. Real success comes from sacrifice. It's unpaid now, but think about the legacy you'll be helping build. Everyone wants rewards, but no one wants to grind. Ah yes, the classic hustle culture shield. Somehow he's not offering free labor, he's offering enlightenment. Some commenters pushed back harder, calling it exploitative, borderline illegal, or just plain insane. But he kept doubling down, talking about how Steve Jobs also started small and needed people who believed in him. Comparing this delusion to Apple was bold, especially considering Apple actually paid their people, but then someone new jumped in. And things went from laughable to kinda scary. In the middle of the chaos, a new commenter appeared. No jokes, no sarcasm, just this. I worked for this guy. It's even worse than it sounds. Suddenly, the thread got quiet. That Reddit hush that means we're listening now. The commenter explained that about 6 months ago, they responded to one of his listings. It was worded differently, but the same vibe. Visionary entrepreneur, fast-paced, unlimited potential, yada yada. They had just graduated, were between jobs, and thought it couldn't hurt to give it a try. The poster seemed enthusiastic, passionate, and said he just needed a bit of help with organizing his workflow. It started with emails and scheduling, then errands, then full-on house cleaning. By day 2, they were walking his dog 3 times a day, who, by the way, did bite, and helping his kid with math homework while simultaneously editing clips for a self-help podcast that didn't even exist yet. He'd ask them to ghostwrite inspirational Instagram captions like, "If you don't believe in you, why should anyone else?" While he laid on the couch watching reruns of Shark Tank. Meals weren't provided, but they were expected to bring coffee for both of us every morning, and snacks, and do a grocery run, out of pocket. They were also asked to take photos of him in natural settings, which apparently meant faking candid shots of him looking thoughtful near trees, skyline views, or on staircases. By day 3, the final straw came when he texted, "Hey, can you put together 3 video scripts for TikTok and clean the upstairs bathroom before you leave?" It smells weird. They didn't even respond, just left the key under the mat and blocked his number. The comment ended with this gem. "If you're thinking of working for him, just do what I should have done. Call your mom and scream." And how did the original poster respond to that bombshell? Exactly the way you'd expect, with an unhinged wall of text. He wrote, I'm not perfect. I never claimed to be. But what people don't understand is that building something massive requires sacrifice. Steve Jobs wasn't always nice. Kanye isn't always understood. But they're visionaries. So am I. Sir, what? He went on to say that the Reddit thread was full of haters, low vibrational thinkers, and people afraid of greatness. He claimed he was offering someone a seat at the table, and if people couldn't see that, then they weren't meant to be part of his tribe. Apparently, tribe means unpaid indentured servant. He said the criticism only proved his point. No one wants to work anymore. That's why I only want someone who's obsessed with building. If money is your first concern, then this isn't for you. And finally, he signed off the post with, "When I succeed, and I will, these same people will be begging to work for me." Sure, buddy. I'll be sure to let my dog walker / social media editor / therapist know you said that. After the entrepreneur's delusional rant, the Reddit community didn't let it go. No, they went full detective mode. People started combing through his profile, piecing together a history that wasn't pretty. It turned out this wasn't his first rodeo. Multiple posts, stretching back over a year or more, showed the same pattern. Desperate job listings promising opportunities, growth, and exposure, but never any actual pay. Some commenters shared screenshots they'd saved from previous versions of his ads. Each one was a carbon copy of the last, with just minor tweaks to the duties and compensation. The work was always endless, the pay always future rewards, and the people applying always ghosted after a few days or weeks. One former assistant chimed in, saying they had helped him pitch a revolutionary business idea involving selling self-help ebooks and coaching sessions, which never launched. The poster vanished right after collecting their work for free. Others dug through his social media and found a slew of complaints from people who'd been burned by similar gigs. Ghost-written texts, unpaid hours, unpaid dog walks, unpaid shopping trips. Basically, a smorgasbord of free labor. The entrepreneur's entire online presence felt like a black hole for anyone dumb enough to get involved. A few Redditors joked that he might actually be running a free labor cult. Others wondered how he hadn't been reported to labor boards yet. Despite all this, the poster remained active, posting more vague business ideas, begging for motivated self-starters, willing to invest their time for massive future payoffs. The thread turned into a public service announcement. Don't fall for this nonsense. Looking back at this whole ordeal, it's staggering how entitlement and delusion can spiral into something so blatantly exploitative. Yet, somehow, the poster manages to see himself as the hero. Hustle culture has warped people's ideas about work and value. Sacrifice now, success later sounds inspirational until it becomes do everything for me for free. The worst part? Some people are desperate enough to take the bait, hoping the exposure or experience will somehow pay off. It's a dangerous cycle where exploitation masquerades as opportunity. This story isn't just about one bad job listing, it's a snapshot of a larger problem. When unpaid labor is romanticized and people are guilted into working for free, everyone loses. Workers get taken advantage of, entrepreneurs get a false sense of progress. And the line between passion and exploitation gets blurrier by the day. If anything, this debacle is a reminder to be skeptical, to know your worth, and to remember that no one owes you success, and vice versa. But this kind of story isn't unique. Scroll through r/choosingbeggars enough, and you'll find variations on the same theme. Take this one from a few weeks ago, involving a couple looking for a live-in nanny. Sounds normal, right? Except these two wanted way more than just childcare. Their ad listed duties that included full-time nannying for their toddler, housekeeping and laundry cooking every meal, driving kids to activities, managing family schedules. And, oh yeah, paying $800 a month rent to live in their home. Yep, no salary, just free access to our lovely home, and the chance to live rent-free if you provide all those services. The kicker? The home was small, cramped, and not fancy according to the poster, and the nanny's private quarters were basically a converted garage. When commenters called this out, the couple defended it by saying, "We offer a unique opportunity for someone who wants to be part of the family and save on rent costs." Translation: we want a slave with benefits. Applicants pointed out that working full-time for a family with no salary, while paying rent, is basically paying to work. The couple got backlash for their blatant entitlement and delusion about labor. Yet somehow they acted shocked that no one wanted to move in and sign up for their free labor scheme. Stories like these aren't just funny, they're alarming. They highlight a disturbing trend where people try to squeeze every last ounce of work out of others while refusing to offer real compensation. Towards the end of the thread, one commenter lightened the mood by joking, "You know what? I'm gonna apply just to mess with them." They described creating a completely fake persona, an over-the-top super nanny who claimed she could do everything from cooking gourmet meals to training the kids in multiple languages overnight, all while managing a full-time online business and a petting zoo. This persona would send absurd messages like, "I'll need a private jet for transporting the kids to school, obviously." "Is your Wi-Fi strong enough for my daily Zoom yoga classes? Can I bring my emotional support llama?" The commenter explained how they kept stringing the original poster along for weeks, inventing ridiculous demands and never actually showing up. Eventually, the scammer got frustrated, started ignoring messages, then finally blocked the commenter. The thread exploded with laughter and applause for this revenge, a reminder that sometimes the best response to entitlement is a little harmless trolling. So, what do these stories tell us? At their core, they're about respect. Respect for work, for boundaries, and for people's time. If you can't pay someone fairly, chances are you can't really afford to have them help you. Trying to exploit others with empty promises and unpaid labor is just that. Exploitation. Hustle culture doesn't mean people owe you their time for free. It means everyone deserves fair compensation and dignity. Thanks for sticking with me through these wild tales of entitled job posts and nightmare employers. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe for more stories from r/Choosingbeggars, where some people want your soul for store credit. Catch you next time.